Hi friends, welcome back to another episode of My Collection Addiction right here in the comic book room. Today I didn't have a can crack for you. To start it out, I'm drinking some Powerade. When you get to my age, you got to keep up on those electrolytes. Anyway, but I do have something a little bit different for today's episode. I'm not going through a recent comic book haul. Instead, we're going to see what's in this blind box. So this blind box I have been getting since I think like February, maybe March, somewhere around there. And I got this off of cratejoy.com, and I will put the link to this particular box in the description below. I have loved every month that I got. This is a $30 subscription. Comes with 15 books, which means each book is about $2 a piece, which is a great price considering most comic book shops don't have dollar back issue bins anymore. They put their back issues at least cover price of modern comics, and unless you go to a convention and you're digging through already heavily picked through dollar bins, you're not going to really find some premium stuff. And this box month by month always brings me new stuff, old stuff I've never even heard of before, but it looks really interesting, so I'm excited to see what is in here. So let's check it out. So they always come really well sealed. Inside this envelope is a gem mailer, and I dropped the newsletter. The cool thing is that every month it comes with a newsletter from the proprietor of the box, Dave. These are Dave's commentaries. This is commentary number 60. The past few months have been about his fandom with Batman. This one seems to be about the never-ending story. These are interesting reads. The reason I do this is because I voice my opinion about things, and the way he does this is voicing his opinions about things, but it's never like in a negative light. It's always kind of like fond memories of nostalgia, which, we love around here. So these are always great reads. This is the July 2022 box, so I am definitely behind on the box. My new one is, I think, coming in the mail very soon, so let's see what I'm behind on in this box. Now, it always comes in very well packaged. They do not come in bags and boards, but they always show up in surprisingly great shape. And so there's 15 books, 15 books, like 7 forward, 8 back, something like that. I'm not going to look at this. I know I'm waving it around on the camera right here, but I'm not seeing what I'm looking at. So I'm going to unpackage these because they come in a big bag, and then I'll lay them out and we'll go buy them one by one. You're obviously going to see these just as soon as I see these. Okay, so I've got them sitting on a table next to me here, and I'm just going to reach, and we're going to look at these. I'm reaching right now. We're going to look at these and see these for the same time together. And it is, Wonder Girl, Infinite Frontier. This is like a brand new book. Let me see what month this is from. Okay, so this is not brand new, but it is from July 2021, issue number 1 of Wonder Girl. And so this is her first ongoing series as Wonder Girl. She did appear for the first time in a Future State edition of Wonder Woman, which actually had the same kind of font logo here as well, but they changed it to Wonder Girl. So I guess in the future she will become Wonder Woman, but Yara Flor is her name. She had plenty of cameos, and then finally appeared in her own book. And so this is great. It's fun to see a new iteration of Wonder Woman always. So I dig this. Issue number 1. You can't argue with issue number 1s. Okay, so let's reach over here real quick, and we have Bullseye number 1. Oh, so key issue right here, guys. The Black Knife Cartel is this. I think this might be their first appearance. Black Knife Cartel. They're going to be rumored to be in the new Echo series on Disney Plus. So interesting. Okay, I've never read Bullseye comics. I can't say I'm not a fan of Bullseye. I love the concept of the character, and he looks pretty BA here. Very cool. Written by Marv Wolfman. You've got some creative talents on this book. So I don't know if this was a mini-series or a maxi-series, how long the series ran, but kind of a minor key issue here. Very cool. Okay, reaching. Bullseye number 2? Oh, okay. Bullseye issue 1 and 2. All right. I mean, it's the same series, so I don't know of anything in particular that happened in this way. I don't recognize the cover. That's how I really have a key memory of remembering what happens in books. Is I have a very strong memory of covers in these books. So, but this one does not ring a bell. I could look up later to see if anything happened in this book, but it might just have issue 2 because they gave me issue 1. So now we're going to reach over here and Green Arrow issue. This is 36. So this is part of the New 52 series, and I have to admit, I was not a fan of Green Arrow New 52. You can see right over here, I have a Neil Adams Green Arrow on my wall. I'm a big Green Arrow fan. I love the character as much as I love the Shazam character that I've talked about before. But the New 52, they made him younger, and they kind of made him more like the TV show Green Arrow, which I didn't get past the first couple seasons because I got tired of all the flashbacks in that show, right? Steve, what's-his-face, did a great job playing Green Arrow, but I think they really tried to bring the youth out of the Green Arrow in the New 52, and I wasn't feeling it. So I don't know anything about issue 36, if anything happened in this issue or not. I had collected the first maybe 20 issues and then gave up. But cool, I'm a Green Arrow fan, so I'm gonna look through this because I've never seen it before. Okay, so I'm reaching, and this one feels polybagged. You hear that? That's a polybag. So let's see what we have. Oh, classic Executioner song, and I immediately looked on the back because I knew that they had trading cards with these guys. This was probably one of my first introductions to my ultimate favorite Marvel Comics character, and that was Cable. This was the whole depiction of, is Cable the enemy, or is his clone Strife posing as Cable being the enemy? It was a whole whodunit situation. He's standing over a shot Professor Xavier, but did Cable do it, or was it somebody posing as Cable? It was a fun thing. It was a great storyline. Yeah, all of these books right here, this cross-title mini-series, or maxi-series actually. This was a great read. Such a nostalgic thing for me. I think I actually have the whole series still in polybags. I have the regular out of polybag, but as I got older and I loved this so much, plus with the collection of the cards in the back, yeah, great find. And the polybag is in great shape as well. A lot of times these get sun faded and just kind of gross looking, messy. The one thing that you have to remember with polybag books is that if they've been sitting for a long time pressed between other books, the spine of this polybag will start indenting into the back of the book itself, but it does not look like there's really any damage on the back cover of this book. So that's great. That's great. It means I could keep it in this polybag without further damaging it for a while. So great find. I'm excited about this. Even though I have it, I'm still excited about it. Okay, now we have, let's see, this is I'm feeling the corners of it. Feels like it's in good shape for not being in a bag and board. You know what I'm saying? All right. And then is that Savage Dragon #1? It is! So I think this is the, okay, so I had one before, Savage Dragon #1, from his first mini-series, which I think came out in like 91 or 92. And so this one is either 92 or 93. This was the maxi series that came out afterwards. I think like the ongoing series that's happening right now. Eric Larson writes and draws, has written and drawn every single issue for like the past 20 years. And so, yeah, fantastic. And he was drawing, I think he was drawing Ninja Turtles for a little while too. Great, this is a great issue #1. I mean, it's not of high value. A lot of those #1 issues from the early Image days were so oversaturated, selling millions of copies that, you know, this isn't hard to find, but this is in great shape. And look at the black. It's not scuffed up. It's not faded. That's a fantastic condition book. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Okay, so I think this is now issue #7, or comic #7. Oh, let me reach. There we go. All right. This one feels like it's in really great shape as well. No real scuffed corners or anything. It is, Red Hood and the Outlaws. Now the New 52 series, I do know that like nothing of real significance happened in this book during the New 52 run. Doesn't he look like a mix of Doctor Strange and Spawn? Like, look at that guy right there. I don't know who that is. I don't know who any of these guys are. They look like Marvel Comics ripoffs. Look at this guy back here. Interesting. Okay, I don't know anything about this book. I don't know anything really about this series. I just know that nothing, maybe 4 issues out of the whole series might be worth something, but I don't think this is one of them. Okay, so let's pick this one up. I think this is number 8, I think. And it is, wait, oh, so this, remember I told you they were half and half, they're flipped back and forth. So this is going to be Penguin? Is it Penguin issue? No, Batman. Batman number 23.3? 23.3. So back in the New 52 series of Batman, there's a lot of New 52 books in this collection here. By the time that they all got to about their 23rd issue, they started sectioning out that particular issue with lenticular covers. Now this is not lenticular, it does not change image. This is kind of the static cover, if you will. Being 23.3, you had 23.1, 23.2, and possibly 23.4, but each of those point covers had a different villain on it, and there were lenticular covers as well, image shifting covers. Cool. I think I actually have the lenticular cover of this issue. I do know that Court of Owls was on one of them. I actually have that graded because I love Court of Owls. But okay, cool. Another New 52 issue. All right. So now that all of these are facing down, I can actually look at what I'm grabbing and grab it, because all I'm seeing is the back cover, right? California, I think this book, or I think this movie, I remember this Juliette Lewis movie coming out in like the 90s. So this might be an older one, right? That's a telltale right there. Let's see. Oh, Lobo Convention Special issue number 1. Interesting. So it says 1993 on it. So I wasn't wrong. 1993. I said the 90s, right? That's when Lobo, I think, was at his hottest, if you will, because he was very gruff and kind of a lowbrow DC Comics character. I mean, look at that guy, right? So, LurdCon. So I think this is, and LoboCon. So I think this is like spoof on conventions at the time. This is the early days, 1993, the early days of conventions, when you would still find them in like hotel rooms and and hotel lobbies and small gathering public areas, right? So very cool though. I dig the cover. It made him very 90s. You've got a metallic limb here, super big guns, lots of hair, and then all of these spoofs of famous DC covers as well. This is a fun book, actually. I'm gonna dig through this. Corners are a little bit rough, but it's okay. I mean, this is literally almost 30 years old, 29 years old right here. It's allowed to have a scuffed corner. Powerless. I remember this being a TV series from like the mid 2010s, maybe like 2016, 17, something like that. I remember this being advertised. So let's see, Alan Tudyk. I love that guy, right? Anyway, this is, Justice League number 15 from the Rebirth series, which came out after the New 52 series, right? Justice League 15. I don't know anything about the Justice League series from Rebirth. I never really read Justice League as much as they did focus on a lot of other characters other than Superman in the book. I just never got into a Superman team book, if you will, but I do love the character designs on this. Look at the Green Lantern there and Aquaman looking kind of rough. You know what I'm saying? This is looking pretty BA. We've got, is that Jade? Is Jade the other Green Lantern in the team? But I loved the yellow outline around Batman's crest on his chest there. I always loved that design. So I do love the character designs of these guys in the New 50, in the Rebirth era. But I don't know. Well, I'll look into it and see if it's any good. I see an M&M's ad here. A very Avengers title-looking M&M's logo. All right. And Star-Lord number 1. This is, I think 2016, 2017, somewhere around there. The Grounded series, they were really trying to capitalize on the movies that were coming out, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies that were coming out. This is, 2017. issue number 1. I do already have this book because it's got a little bit of a value to it because it was one of his solo series that were hot at the time because of the whole movie situation. It's in great shape though. Great shape. Little dings on the corner, but it's okay. It's all right. Technically, I paid $2 for this book. I'm coming out ahead on it. So, but great get. All right, small sip. Next up, we have an Iron Man 2 video game on the back here. So what year was that? Like 2012? 2010? Somewhere around there? Maybe? So we have an Iron Man book. Oh, The Heroic Age. Invincible Iron Man. Eisner Award winner, Best New Series. I had no idea. It's got a cool War Machine on the cover. Matt Fraction wrote this. Man, he was at the time, he was the hot superhero writer. So right on. LaRocca drew it. Let's check this out. All right, so we do. So sometimes we'll throw in a character on the cover just to get your eyes on it, so you purchase it. But War Machine is actually in the book, so at least that's something, right? And I guess they had to capitalize because he's in an Iron Man 2 video game. Like, I didn't know that either. That's 12 years ago. They were really building on something here. Is Iron Man 2 when War Machine came in, right? So they started putting him in the comics more? All right. That makes sense. I'm putting it together. I got it. All right. I don't read a lot of Iron Man comics, so I have no idea what happens in any of these books. And now I love the hints given on the whatever they're advertising on the back here, right? All right, so Wonder Woman Bloodlines, which I think you can watch on HBO Max right now. So this is only a couple of years old, because I remember when this came out, because she had like the brand new costume going on at the time. They were capitalizing on like the New 52 stuff, even though the New 52 was already over in the movies, right? So let's see. Oh, Basketful of Heads, you guys. I cannot recommend this book enough. I have the whole series already, but this is written by Joe Hill. He's the son of Stephen King. He wrote Lock and Key, mostly known for Lock and Key. If you've seen that on Netflix, great adaptation of his book. But Basketful of Heads is under the Hill House logo for DC Comics. This book, I have talked about it in the past before. I can't remember when I've talked about it, but I remember talking about it. I think I did an early comic book haul video back in the day when I was first doing YouTube stuff. But anyway, so this Norse axe will, if it cuts off your head will stay alive. And so it's a whole murder mystery kind of situation where this girl literally has a basket full of heads of people who've been trying to kill her. So it's a great read. Basketful of Heads. It's definitely not superhero stuff. It's horror oriented, just bizarre sort of stuff. I recommend this book. I love this book, and there's a follow-up that came out called Refrigerator Full of Heads as well. So look for those two books because I guarantee you they are in trade paperback form. Great reads, seriously. I think we just did issue number 13, so I think this is book number 14. We'll see. It has a Green Arrow movie Got Milk advertisement on the back, right? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit of a Green Arrow movie apologist. People have to get over the fact, like, how else were they going to do this movie if they weren't doing CG? Like, the whole movie, the whole point of everything is based around imagination. How are you gonna do that, right? So I think people were like, well, his suit wasn't realistic. Well, his suit was a conjuring of the ring, just like everything else in the book. Seriously, it didn't suck, and you know that your only problem with it is the fact that everything was CG in the movie, because it wasn't that bad of a movie. All right. Anyway, let's see what is actually on the cover here. Justice League of America number 60. All right. October 2011. So this was towards the end of the run, right before they were going into the New 52 series of Justice League. And I feel like, this was a dying book at the time. There's probably nothing special about issue 60. Let's see. Is this the last issue? Let's take a look. No, actually, the next issue will be Justice League Adjourned. So the 61 might have been the last issue. Kind of a gimme. All right. So much talking. Okay, so I only have one more book left here on the table, and looking at it here, it has an advertisement for Lego Skywalker Saga, which just came out. This is going to be a relatively new book, probably obviously within the past couple months. So let's take a look and see what the final issue is of my collection. Oh, I recognize this right away. That is a Peach Momoko cover. That is her signature. Look at Jane Foster here. That is a gorgeous cover. That is beautiful. So, Jane Foster and the Mighty Thor. This is a brand new book, like literally a brand new book. Maybe within the past couple months. This is August 2022. So this month, I feel like I've already seen this on the shelf. Maybe it's sometimes they future date the books ahead of publication, but wow, that is a great cover. I'm glad this is my last pickup. I don't know that the book is worth anything, but sometimes her artwork is just stunning. I'm glad this was my last get and I didn't like hit the peak right at the beginning of the collection. Fantastic. Great book. Once again, I paid $30 for this whole thing for 15 books. It was $2 a book. I'd say on average, I got more than $2 worth a book, especially since this is brand new. This has got a cover price of $4. So, great find. Oh, I'm excited about that. I love her stuff. It's been more common that I've been getting some Peach Momoko stuff in these collections. I got a Silver Surfer Reborn, I think, Silver Surfer Reborn Peach Momoko cover a couple months ago, and that's beautiful as well. But anyway, that's my collection that I got out of this blind box. Once again, I will put all of the info in the description below. But if you guys want to reach out to me and talk to me about collecting comics, you can hit me up right here on our Instagram at MarvelousTNG, or feel free to comment below. In the meantime, though, feel free to subscribe, hit that bell, give me a thumbs up if you liked what I pulled out of the box, because once again, these aren't my finds, these are what were sent to me. So it's not like I had bad taste in this selection, right? So anyway, guys, I will talk to you guys very soon. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Bye.